2, which is dealing with HMRC or deciding whether you need to deal with HMRC.
So working out whether you've got any allowances or reliefs that you can apply to the estate, which mean that we don't have to go down that process. So just to explain, there are kind of 2 processes. There's one where you can go straight to the court application for the grant, and there's one where you first have to give HMRC a report of the inheritance tax position. It might not mean that there is any inheritance tax to pay. There's just certain allowances that have to be claimed through the longer process. But in some cases, if there is tax to pay, then of course you have to make at least the first instalment, submit that to HMRC, and then wait 20 working days for them to give us a code, which then allows us to go forward to the actual court application, which is the actual probate and the eventual awarding of the certificate, which says that you or I or whoever is the person who's authorised by the court to deal with the estate of the deceased.
We've found that the probate registry are much quicker now at dealing with applications, but if something is wrong, if you haven't got that authorisation first from HMRC that there's no inheritance tax due or that it's been paid, that really delays the process. And as soon as your application is stopped with the probate registry, that's when you're in a difficult place and things take a lot longer. So it's really important to get that application right. And so hopefully it goes through as quick as possible.
Yeah, and of course we can look at a will or an application for letters of administration, and we can sometimes see the potential problems. So we might look at something and say, okay, this person's made a homemade codicil and it hasn't quite worked out. They haven't got it properly witnessed, or their signature's weak or something like that. And we know what the probate registry is likely to ask for. So we can send it with the initial application, hopefully smoothing the way before we move on to getting the certificate.